Hey, Wyatt, good to see you. Just, a couple days after the game in Kansas City, what are your thoughts about, the season that you guys were able to have? And, I know it didn't end the way you wanted to, but what are your thoughts on the playoff experience and what went down for you guys?
Yeah, no, I think that it was. I mean, it's tough, right? I wish we were still practicing. It's weird to kind of say, but I wish we were still practicing, getting ready for some more football. But that's not how the how it worked out. But which is disheartening. But what is promising is that we did a lot this year. A lot of curveballs were thrown, a lot of ups and downs, a roller coaster of a season, and it showed you what we were capable of. And that's a good promise. And that's a lot of guys were able to come together, play well. So I think that it was a good start. And I think there's a lot of football to be good football to be played with this team.
A lot of guys, I know Baker said right after the game, he was talking to guys in the locker room about we will be back. And I saw guys tweeting stuff like that. What do you think of that mantra, and what gives you confidence that this team is going to be able to, be a playoff team consistently moving forward?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I said, it's promising. I mean, 2020 was a weird year. I mean, we can all attest to that. I mean, it was a strange year, and I feel that the more we learn about whatever's going on in the world, we can handle a little bit of it better. So I think that with that being said, it's it shows you what we can do in the minimal think about those last 3 weeks. I mean, it was kind of weird. The first full week I was able to get back was the Chiefs week in I think a month. So it was definitely a weird year. It was definitely a weird experience, but I think it brought us together and made us stronger, and we were able to do a lot. So like I said, I think it's promising, and it proves to the point that we're in the right direction, and we have good guys here. It's good.
Thank you, Nate. Scott Petrick is next.
Hey, Wyatt, Andrew Berry last week singled you out. So how does it feel to make that kind of impression on the guy in charge and to make that kind of improvement from last year to this year?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's always a good thing to be, to have your name around the building. I mean, to be spoken about and stuff like that. But I mean, all I can do is my job. And I know that sounds cliche, but I think that I can't really make those decisions. I want to be here. I want to do all those things. And, I think that Andrew or AB is going to be doing his big things. And, I think that he's a very smart guy. And right now I think he's worried about the combine and all this different stuff. So I'm going to let him focus on that. But, I look forward to all that stuff, and, looking into next year, and it's going to be a good time.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Fred Greetham, you're up.
Hey, congratulations on your year, Wyatt. Can you talk about the offensive line? You really have a chance to really have some continuity and build on that. And do you just feel like you're just kind of getting started, on the offensive line first year in the system?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like you said, I think that, first year in the system to do what we did, to have the performances we had on the offensive line, like I said, is a good thing. And, while it sucks, to go out the way we did, like I said, it shows a lot of promise, and I'm looking forward to it, to, the off season, to getting stronger, to, taking the similar steps that I took last year to replicate the success, and then get back. I mean, like the guy said, like we will be back. And I think I truly believe that. I believe in the guys on the team, and I believe in the guys leading us. And, if we all buy in like we did this year, I mean, it's hard to say that it can't happen again. Right. So, but it's hard. I mean, we all know it's hard to replicate success. So I know there's going to be a target on our back, but I'm looking forward to it, to working next year, and, trying to get that next step, and keep on moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. Dan Lobby, go to you.
Hey, Wyatt, now that you've had kind of a few days removed from the season and everything you guys had to do like every day, did you ever get used to having to go in and get tested every day, and kind of what was that experience like?
Yeah, I know. today was my first day off. I know that habits die hard, but I woke up at 6 and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Okay, yeah, I can go back to sleep. So I mean, today was the first day that you kind of wake up and you're like, all right, you kind of get back into a little bit different routine where you're not doing as much. I mean, I had to return some stuff at football and bring some stuff home, but for the most part, you don't have a lot to do, and it's kind of staying in a routine, staying in the schedule, and trying to replicate last year. I mean, I feel like the biggest thing I did was have a routine and a schedule and stuck to it and trained, and I feel like I'm going to rest a little bit, enjoy a little bit of downtime, and then get back to it.
I guess, as far as like, was it mentally exhausting though to have to go through? I mean, that's not an easy COVID test to have to take every day. Was that mentally exhausting? And then kind of waiting, were there ever any nerves like, is this going to come back positive or anything like that? Was that mentally exhausting?
I mean, yeah, it was, but I mean, it's a curveball that the whole NFL had to roll with. I mean, you can't really, play the victim card. You kind of got to be like, well, whatever it takes, embrace. Coach always said it, embrace the suck mindset, where it doesn't matter what it is. We kind of got to get it. We got to do it to get it done. So, which is their strength in that. I mean, no matter whatever life throws, whatever coronavirus throws, we gotta roll with the punches.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Anthony Posal, you're up.
Hey, Wyatt, I wanted to ask again about Kevin Stefanski and what you thought about his even-keeled and calm demeanor throughout the year. How important do you think it was to have a head coach like that who, in a year like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is like he let us know. I mean, he talked to us. I mean, there's stuff that you can tell the team and there's stuff you can't, right? Who's testing positive stuff, but he always tried to keep us in the loop. He tried to be transparency is huge, especially with the trust of the team. So I think that he was very open and honest with us and honest with the media and honest with people and just an honest guy. So I think that led to pay dividends in the long run when people need to play, and you trust your guy, you trust your coach, you trust your team. It's a good feeling. So I feel like coach is a good guy, and I'm thankful to have him as a coach, and thankful to be a part of the offense. So it's good.
Thanks.
Thank you, Anthony. Tom Withers is next.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Wyatt. Appreciate your time this year. Hey, you came in with the Bills. You rooting for them this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I truly believe when they gave me my shot. They drafted me there. I understand it's business. I kind of grew a part of that family there. I love Bills Mafia, so I'm pulling for them. I wish the best for them. It's kind of sucks. I wish that we could be playing them, right? But that's how it works sometimes. But yeah, I hope the best for them, and all the success to them. Josh, I've texted him multiple times. Harrison Phillips, I've texted him multiple times. Ike Butker, a bunch of the guys on the offensive line. Deion Dawkins, I made sure to say hey to him, FaceTime him a couple times. So I've been sending some love and some wish for success and stuff like that to him. So.
Hey, and I'm just curious. We, as media members, as fans, everybody's been talking about the Higgins play on Sunday, and just as far as that rule is concerned, why not the targeting as much as the touchback? Do you think should the league re-look at that, or is that just the rule and you got to live with it? I know it seems to be pretty harsh.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's above my pay grade, right? So I would say that it kind of sucks but imagine if you were on the other side of that, right? Imagine if you're a Chiefs fan and that's the play that defined your game, right? So I think it's kind of difficult to play one side or another. Trying to be as honest as I can be, it's hard to say, it sucks because it happened to us, right? I think the best thing to happen there is you learn from the situation, right? I think that Higgs is a brilliant player. I think that that was just a moment where he reached across and when he could have just got the reception and went out of bounds. We all know that, but I think that that's something we can learn from. I think the Chiefs a couple years ago had a play like that where someone jumped off sides and they learned from it. I hope that, I think that he actually got traded. I hope that doesn't happen big, jam. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you learn from those situations as a team. Sure. And I hope that we do. And that's a step, and we're a young team. And I think that, those are the growing pains you kind of have. And if we get another opportunity, we learn from it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Marla Ridenour has our next question.
Yeah, Wyatt, you were such a workout warrior. Can you keep up that? I mean, can you do all that crazy stuff you did last season? Or are you going to you're going to change it up? Or what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, I think that's the power in it. I didn't do anything crazy. I think the biggest thing was, I didn't have all these, I wasn't Drogo and Rocky, where I had machines put up to me and I was watching, macros and micro. No, I just had a routine. I stuck to lifting. I stuck to, eating in a routine, which is a lot because, to put on the weight to have, or, play at this sport, it takes a lot of focus on just food alone. So, I think that it was sustained focus and a lot of work in, just a routine and training hard, but I don't think that it was anything crazy. And I think that, as long as I understand that it's the time you put in, pays dividends in the long run, it'll be all right.
And, having Coach Callahan, you guys made a huge leap on the offensive line. I know that a lot of it was the investments in the players and all that, but how instrumental was he in that too?
Oh yeah. He's meticulous, and that's how he is. He's a perfectionist. And, no matter how good you think you are or how good you think it was, he can see that it can be better. And that makes makes me want to play better, right? It makes anybody want to play better. Sometimes it's tough. You just want to hear, hey, good job, but that's not how it's going to be, right? You know that. So, that you got to work so hard to just to get your job done, right? And then it's the extra little finish. It's the extra little bit that, springs the touchdown or whatever at that. So he always understands that. He knows that, that little bit, head leverage, whatever, is the little bit of difference, and that little inch or that little, angle difference is key. So I think that he's a huge part to the success we had. And I think that, even the other guys would attest to that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla. Back to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Wyatt, it's kind of old news by now, but I don't think we got a chance to really talk to you about what you fought through to get back to the regular season finale, which was essentially a playoff game for you. What was the high ankle sprain? What was it like fighting through it? And, just what did you do to get out there?
Yeah. So of course, when my calf went, I've never been injured. I know that's going to sound weird, but you can, throughout 21 years of playing football, you might be able to, get hurt or something like that, and you'll have a brace or something like that, but you can play through it. This is the first time that I ever missed a game due to an injury in 21 years. And then I got injured again, and it was 4 weeks apart. So I was injured twice in 21 years, and they were 4 weeks apart. So it's definitely a very weird feeling. When the calf went, it was just a weird freak. If you look at it, it wasn't like I was, in a bad direction or anybody hit me in the back of the legs. It just went, the tendon went. And then, as soon as I started getting back, that was a 3 week, luckily we had the bye week. So it was a 4 week injury. I got back and, I was training real hard to get back to where I was, running and conditioning wise. Taking 4 weeks off is a lot, technique wise, fundamentals. And then, of course I start getting back and I'm like, all right, here we go. We're getting on a roll. And then, I get hit in the back of the legs and, my high ankle sprain. Luckily it wasn't worse. And, I thank God every day for that. But, I feel like it was, another thing that, you have to deal with. And then whenever I got back for that Steelers game, that was my playoff game. Like you said, I think that that's the way I approached it. And it didn't matter. Like, I know that it's going to hurt, but tape it up and peg leg it out, and we'll have to do what we have to do. And that was the mindset to it.
I was going to ask you, Wyatt, you missed 2 games. If it were like earlier in the season or anything like that and playoffs weren't on the line, do you think you would have given it another week of rest, or was there just that sense of urgency because of what was at stake?
Yeah, high ankle sprains are nasty. I know there's, especially in skill positions where, I'm not a skill position, but, in skill positions where if you don't take care of that high ankle sprain, that will last weeks and weeks and weeks. So I understood that. And, I think there was something, a part of that to it. I'm not going to be dumb. That's I don't think our medical staff, I don't think the ownership, that no one wants that. I think that everybody was looking out for me as well as the team, which is good. And was like, hey, look, if it was seriously bad, we wouldn't let you. I mean, even if you were like, well, I need to be out, you know what I mean? Like, there is a little bit of a leash that, they have to pull on some players, or, pull on some players. So pull forward or pull backwards. I mean, sometimes you got to, understand that some players are like, hey, I've never been injured. This is fine. I'm ready. And then re-injure it. Or vice versa. Someone's like, hey, I'm not ready. And it's been ready for a week, so you kind of got to play both sides and understand that aspect to it. And, I was ready to go in too. And I was lucky for that.
Thank you, Nate. Scott Petrick is next.
Hey, Wyatt, when you talk about how demanding Bill Callahan is and the attention to detail, what was his review and what is your own personal review of your pass blocking this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of it happens with technique and fundamentals, right? I think that, I have a lot of reps where it's done right and a lot of reps where it's not done so right. And I think that, trusting the technique and the fundamentals is a big thing that, Coach and I talked about, hand usage, hand striking, being able to, pass set a little bit lower so I'm not too high up. There was a lot of things, especially in this past game that, or this past game that we had to, go over and reflect on. And, it sucks. I mean, I feel that, I could have played better in the last game, regardless of, who it was. I know that, Chris Jones is a hell of a player. And, you just got, those are the games you got to perform at your best. And, I feel that, as anybody would say, right, we lost. I feel that we could play better. And reflecting on that is huge. I think that Coach Callahan understands where I have strengths and understands where I have weaknesses. And we've talked about that. And this offseason is big onto getting healthy again, right? I think that pass pro for me at the beginning of the season was off the charts. And then it's, little nick here, little bang there, and, trying to get back to that fundamentals and foot fire and, fast feet and all these different things that it takes to perform at this level against these pass rushers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. We're going to take two more questions for Wyatt. We'll go to Matt Fontana and Nate Ulrich.
Wyatt, do you know about your Pro Football Focus prowess? You were like one of the highest graded players each game for the Browns. On the season, you were one of the highest graded offensive players. Did you know about that? And if so, does that matter? Do you take pride in that at all?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's great. And I love the media attention, right? I think I love it. And it means a lot to me because, I mean, there is a little bit of bragging to that, but we also understand that it's all a single grading scale. And really what matters is what your organization or what another organization thinks about you. So the media might think a certain thing and an organization thinks another. So I think the biggest thing is taking it with a grain of salt, right? Hey, it's good pub. I love it. It's awesome. And it kind of does show like, some of the best players in the league are graded high. They do show that they have some understanding, right? And I'm thankful for that. But really it is what the organization thinks. And that's their own grading scale. That's their own, the way that they view, a player and an athlete and, whatever, an offensive lineman. So, I do like it. I mean, I love it. It's awesome, but it's also something I take with a grain of salt.
Thank you, Matt. We have time for one more question. We'll bring Kareem into the room. Nate, you're up.
Wyatt, I just wanted to ask you, the starting five offensive line really seemed to establish an identity this year in this system, and everybody's under contract for next year. Just how exciting is that? Have a shot at continuity with the starting five and another year with this system and with Bill Callahan, and how much better do you think you guys can be even as good as you were
this year? Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's why I said it's so promising. I started off with, it's so promising because we do have guys another year, and we have the success we made in this year where we were just learning the system, right? And we're going to have another year, and a lot of, or any offensive lineman would say it takes years to gain continuity with a player next to you. And, to see Jack and I playing at a high level, week one was a testament to how many reps we took and, how hard we worked during camp and to what kind of coach Callahan is. So I think that was is positive, and you know, we have great backups, great guys who start. I mean, it's a promising offensive line and great room to be a part of.